It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Checking out the Pacers, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. Both teams tonight more than capable of putting up points. Shaq, what do you think will be the deciding advantage?
Well, you have to try to dictate the tempo, play at your pace. This will be a game of streaks, so you have to prepare yourself mentally for that.
Well, you can't just score. You have to be efficient. Big shots down the stretch could be the difference, Ernie, and that will set you free.
We are ready for game time. Let's go to Kevin Harlan for the opening tip.
The head coach of the visiting team is Steve Clifford.
It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. We've got a special treat for you folks tonight. Sports writing heavyweight Bill Simmons is in the house. Bill, welcome to 2K Sports.
What an honor. I've been waiting for the invite for years.
And we've been waiting for the acceptance. Thanks for joining us.
Let's do this.
And with the road trip approaching, the Pacers will play the final game of their homestand. These are the games that challenge you, guys. They will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And seeing where Indiana is, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Inside pairing is Ibaka and Valanciunas. Lowry out there with Jordan. And it's Leonard in at the three. Domantas Sabonis, the son of the legendary Arvydas Sabonis. Bill, you saw Arvydas play. I was impressed with his game and called a lot of his games. When you think back to the time that the elder Sabonis was in the game, what do you remember?
Not much. I mean, we saw Sabonis at the end of his career, the equivalent of seeing like Dwayne Wade on the Miami last year or something. Sabonis in the 80s, by all accounts, was the most talented center, maybe other than Bill Walton, that we've seen for all-around centers. I still
That's
think,
quite a statement.
Yeah, I think Kareem, just for physical skills and the stuff he brought to the table, is still number one. The skyhook is the greatest shot of all time. But Sabonis was like, could shoot from the outside. He was a Bill Walton-type passer, incredible rebounder, huge. Probably had the biggest head I've ever seen in person.
Huge.
It was just this big granite block of a head. And unfortunately, we didn't have League Pass back then. We didn't have YouTube. we didn't really have any way to see these guys, so you just kind of heard about the legend of Sabonis. Now you think about fast forward to 2018, Luka Doncic comes into the lottery, and we've all watched him. You go on YouTube, you can watch the EuroLeague finals on NBA TV.
Right.
And I have opinions on this guy. I had no opinions on Sabonis in the mid-'80s, just what people told me.
Butler used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. And stolen by Butler. To the inside. And there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
This is the kind of unselfishness you love seeing from Brogdon, making sure he gets it to the open man.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. And Jordan has it in the corner. No good from outside. Pacers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Oladipo finds Brogdon. Rebound by the Raptors.
I think they got to get it going. A 1 for 5 start, not what they wanted.
Oladipo against Jordan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offers scholarships in esports. I did not know this, and that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. What's more popular, esports or water polo? No offense to the water polo players, but come on. Let's move it. They
cannot get enough of these games.
No, we should have, every college should have esports.
Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Back to Leonard. A 3-ball. Drains it from beyond the arc. Leonard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
How about Kawhi Leonard knocking down the 3-ball? Didn't have that shot when he got into the league. Love seeing how he's improved as a shooter with the outside jumper.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Brogdon kicks to Butler. To halt the run, out left of the wing. On its way from Oladipo for 2. And once again off the mark by Indiana. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Nobody near Leonard. Offline with his 3. Oladipo against Jordan. Oladipo taking his time here. No good. Shot missing. Great D that time from Jordan.
He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him.
Pops it up for Jordan. To the middle. Here's Valanciunas. Basket good. Valanciunas has got his first basket.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Bill Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, the WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to make.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. Cut me the check. As Rasheed
me
Wallace
up.
would say, CTC. Cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
Here's Butler. His last outing, 16 points for him. And here's Oladipo over Jordan. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Oladipo's got his second bucket of the game to go. Jordan against Oladipo. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's foul number 2 for him.
I think he's going to have to be more cautious on defense. He can't afford to pick up a third foul here in the first quarter.
And Indiana making a change here. Holiday's checked in. Butler against Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Lowry off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, At some point, defensively, you have to take something away.
Here's Zeller. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Jordan kicks to Lowe. Ibaka against Sabonis. Ibaka, the pass to Valanciunas. Right side, Jordan. It's rebounded by Indiana. Last time they came together was in Toronto, where they fell to the Raptors.
Yeah, their last outing was a rough one. Have to be careful of falling in love with that three.
And you know what, Greg? You can't afford to be a one-function offense. You know what I mean? You got to be versatile. Got to spread it out and mix it up inside, too.
Bill, several of your books have been bestsellers. How did it feel to see your work so well received around the world?
I think I was really happy that the basketball book did well because I spent a long time writing it, and it was 700 pages. And when it got mailed to me, it was so big, I thought people would just be terrified of it. And, you know, it turns out,
they embraced the
Yeah,
size.
I think they did. They liked it. I designed it for people to be able to put on their toilet or bring on an airplane or whatever they want to do with it. But I was always amazed that there wasn't a basketball book that tried to kind of group all these other books and some of the opinions and all the misinformation. Like the fact that, honestly, the reason I wanted to write the book was just that people thought Will Chamberlain was better than Bill Russell. And yet every single thing written in the 60s was that Bill Russell was better. And all the players would say Bill Russell was better. And when they played together, Bill Russell's team won. So it's like, how do we get to the point where people think Will Chamberlain was better? So it was that and some other stuff that made me want to write the book.
Holiday. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. Here's Butler. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. To the paint. Outside for Lowry. Cans it from downtown.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling. Off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I spoke briefly with Nate McMillan. He said that interior presence is #1 on their list defensively. He told me that they have to make it difficult inside and close out the passing lanes to prevent easy looks in the paint. We'll see if that works for him, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. JaVale McGee's checked in for Zeller. And Harry Giles subbed in for Domantas Sabonis. Now here is Holiday. His last outing, he had 8 points. And Davis pulls it down.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Leonard kicks to Van Vliet. Pass to Jordan. Bill, you've done quite a few player interviews over your life, and I'm sure there are some guys that have surprised you with what they've got to say.
Yeah. I think we're in a really cool generation with basketball players where they're these really thoughtful guys who aren't afraid to share stuff. You know, some of the guys try to protect their images and their kind of their manufactured reputations, I would say, to some degree, but for the most part, the candidness of some of these guys, you can't hide on a podcast. Mm-hmm. If I have you for an hour, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff. You're going to have to talk.
Well, you challenge people, which is that's the beauty of the podcast.
Well, and I don't have notes, so I do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're going. And you got to be ready.
That's how Larry King used to do it. Yeah.
So some guys are ready. Like Durant was great. Durant was ready to talk, and we did 5 podcasts, and everything's on the table with him. But my favorites are, somebody like Kyrie came in, really smart, kind of sort of ready to go, but not totally, but then got into it. And those are usually the best ones.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone, really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Now here is Holiday. No points in the game yet for him. Passes it to Giles. Here's Booker. Doesn't go for him. And Toronto will come the other way. I want to get back to what we were chatting about, Bill, with how today's NBA players are so media ready, whether it be interviews or social media. Your take is really interesting.
I think in general, all these guys, the guys now are so used to talking to people and being in front of people and, they're not surprised by questions, and they know how to handle themselves. They know how to not get in trouble, and they're comfortable.
Plus, maybe they've kind of grown up with you, though, too. You know what? You've been relevant for many years. Well, they've grown up with your stuff.
To be honest, a lot of them just know me as the white guy on NBA Countdown. They might not have read me, but they remember like that year I was with Jalen Rose. But what's weird is
I think you'd be surprised more.
Well, you know this too. When you're on TV, the credibility you get from being on TV, I wasn't prepared for within the NBA.
Oh, really?
I think that's true, yeah. I think it's like, oh, he's on TV, he's okay. And maybe they don't agree with you all the time, but you've passed some imaginary checkpoint with those guys.
Well, you may think that TV was your validation. This is going to be your validation.
Oh, 100%.
2K. This is it. I'm stamping you right now.
This is better than winning a Pulitzer Prize.
Bill, we know in your writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the three ways of I'm getting to know you. What are the three things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other two things for me were sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jeffersons, Good Times, all that stuff. And, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. The Raptors getting the bucket. Outside, Holiday wants to get it to Booker and does. Indiana needs to get a shot off. The shot by Holiday, no good. Toronto leading by 12. Van Vliet looking around. It's Jordan on the wing, defended by Butler. Shot in game clock separated by 5. Outside, Holiday. Left side, Butler. That's good from Booker on the assist by Butler. Booker's got his first 2 points of the night. Outside, Jordan. Outside, Davis. Here's Van Vliet. And so it's Toronto with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. And the three-point shot has been big for them. We'll get right back to the action when we return. The trade deadline is approaching, and Jimmy Butler talked about how it feels hearing your name in trade rumors.
It's different for everybody, to tell you the truth. For me, I don't think about it because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You go out there and control what you can control. Try to help your team win games, play to the best of your abilities. And if it just so happens you get traded, then you got to suit up and play for the next team.
Staying level-headed and ready for whatever's next. That's Jimmy's mindset, Greg, in a nutshell.
And it's fair to say that the level of professionalism and maturity he possesses is really impressive.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors guys, your thoughts?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
Yep, firing with confidence, in rhythm, Greg. I mean, not allowing the defense to take a break.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for Indiana, Trevor Booker is out there with JaVale McGee. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Holiday in at the 1. Bill, with last year's do-or-die season finale between Minnesota and Denver, final game of the regular season, momentum is gathering for a play-in tournament, maybe for the last 2 playoff spots. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I wrote about this in 07. I called it the Entertaining as Hell tournament, where basically the first 7 seeds were guaranteed, and the 16 teams that didn't make it out of the 2 conferences, they just went head-to-head, single elimination. And then you have the final 2 games in New York City, and you blow it out, and you have a fun thing with it. I think that Minnesota-Denver game was important, and maybe the solution is you have the 6 seeds guaranteed in each conference, and then you have 7, 8, 9, 10 in each conference, and you just have playing games. You have 7 versus 10. You have 8 versus 9. You do it over the course of a couple days. You use the TV revenue from that, because you could get good money from that, to maybe shorten the season.
Great idea.
Would be, for me, the number one thing I would change about the league. I think we should have a 70-game season. You could talk me into 76, but there's too many games. There's too many nights where the players... I just think basketball is really hard to play.
Here's Holiday after the made shot from Jordan. Holiday with it. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Kicks it out to Booker. To the paint. Here's Oladipo, and the layup's good off the glass. Oladipo's got 8 points.
Now that's remarkable work inside from Oladipo. Not afraid to go up against the big guys down low.
We were talking about the length of the NBA season and various opinions on shortening it. I suppose, Bill, one argument is that you want regular season games to be more significant, and you want that regular season to mean something every night.
Mean a little bit more. Yeah. Make the pace, I don't know. When you get after the All-Star break, you can really feel these guys slogging through it. You know, and especially with the good teams, like a team like Golden State, all they did all year was whine and complain. Oh, well, we know this is going to be a hard season. It can't be that hard. You have 4 of the best 20 players. Like, settle down. I think you'll be fine. You're winning every game by 30 points.
Yeah.
But I wish they would tighten the season.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, T in that last outing against the Suns was superb. He ended with 28 points and was really dynamic, doing a great job of finding his teammates and playing tough defense at the other end. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
And you know what, Greg? I think defensively, they're going to be ready for him. They won't make things easy. Coming off a game like he just had, I mean, he's going to get a bunch of attention.
And the shot goes down. And, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Raptors?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Drops in the tray. Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only 1 ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $160 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them. And they won the title.
How old were you in 72?
So I was 4.
4 years old.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Cowens on that team?
Cowens, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. It was probably the most famous NBA game ever of the, the kids out there now would nominate like Game 7, 2016 or something. But triple overtime game was the most famous game ever. And I slept through the entire second half and the first overtime.
Oh, no.
But then woke up because everybody was standing the whole second overtime, so I had to get up.
And here is Brogdon following the 3 from Jordan. Now Sabonis. He's coming off a 16-point game against Miami. Offensive rebound. And it's blocked by Jordan.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Here's Sabonis following the score by Serge Ibaka. Oladipo. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Lowry kicks to Jordan. Three-pointer. Oladipo with the block.
I think the athleticism of Oladipo is what makes him a plus defender who can actually get his share of block shots even though he's not that big.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Here's Jordan. The Pacers making the shot. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Raptors.
And this is a high-powered offense today, clicking on all cylinders, making things happen, and also good use of the 3-ball, but just enough to keep the defense off balance.
That one is no good. Pacers trail by 15. Here's Oladipo. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And with his percentage at 87, he's done just about everything they could have asked when it comes to free throw shooting.
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Valanciunas. Now here's Jordan. He had 28 points in the win against Phoenix. Pass to Ibaka. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. That's now 8 points for Serge Ibaka.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Anytime your field goal percentage is in the high 50s, partner, you're doing something right.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Here's Lowry after the made shot from Victor Oladipo. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way, and that one's good, Brogdon.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
And, you know, that's a really good sign. I mean, they stumbled out of the gate, but they're starting to look a little better now and regaining some ground.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Harry Giles is checked in for the Pacers. And Toronto also making a switch. Van Vliet's checked in. Here's Leonard. Misses off the left iron.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Now here is Lowry. He's got 5. Back to Leonard. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Leonard's got 7.
Oh, it's not easy trying to guard Leonard inside. I can tell you that, guys. I mean, he's so good at using his body to get shots up over the defense.
Zeller finds Oladipo. Here's Leaf. It's Brogdon on the wing. He's covered by Leonard. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul. It's called on Toronto. The Pacers have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific.
Gentlemen,
79% as a team.
Shots.
And that one misses.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
So he comes up empty, missing both. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance. Felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
Free throw drops for Kyle Lowry.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
And Kyle Lowry drops them both.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Pacers trail by 14. Now, here's Brogdon. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Miami.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there.
Here's Giles. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Giles has got his first points of the night.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Lowry against Brogdon. Lowry kicks to Leonard from the arc. Connects from three-point range. Leonard's got 10.
And I think they're winning because of him. I mean, he's hitting a lot of his shots right now.
Brogdon the pass to Giles. It's Oladipo on the wing. And that one's good, Brogdon.
Boy, I love how unselfish Oladipo is. Great at getting his teammates involved and on-time, on-target passes.
The pass to Miles. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And this really is the story of the game. They've been outstanding from beyond the arc, especially in the second quarter.
Zeller finds Brogdon. And the layup is good. Brogdon's got 7 now in this quarter.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Hey, Bill, thanks for coming by. Fantastic stuff as usual. We really appreciate your time.
Appreciate being on. Go Celtics.
You can't root on these, Bill.
I'm absolutely rooting. That's my team.
And Clark, always great to have Bill with us, a content creator who really taps into what the audience is thinking.
Could not agree with you more. Amen to all of that, Kevin. He's got a very loyal fan base and readers and viewers that share his vision, not just on sports, but on life. And that strong connection he has with them is admirable.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Pacers now. And the dunk by Zeller.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it.
That might indeed ignite a spark in this team.
Van Vliet. Oh, good with the triple. Pacers trail by 14. Up top, Brogdon. He's got 7. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul will give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Butler, he's checked in for Zeller. And then for Toronto, Davis is checked in for Ibaka. Pascal Siakam comes in for C.J. Miles. And it's right in for Kyle Lowry. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
"19 seconds left in the first half. Here's Van Vliet, guarded by Holiday. Pass to Leonard. Over Booker. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Toronto, sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. Their work from beyond the arc has been a highlight. A lot of threes, finding the bottom of the bucket. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Kyle Lowry. Kyle, you came out strong to take advantage in the first half. Were you pleased with the effort?
Yeah, we got to keep it up. Our defensive intensity has to stay high.
That has led to some great play at the other end. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at Victor Oladipo in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
Yeah, and you know, he accumulated a lot of assists. And I liked how unselfish he was, Greg.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. Leonard and Ibaka are the forward pairing. Jordan is out there with Lowry, and it's Valanciunas in at the pivot spot manning the middle.
And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. He can completely take over a game on both ends.
And Greg, with Kawhi, he started as a defensive stopper, but he now is so much more than that.
I mean, he's got a great outside shot, that pull-up jumper, the turnarounds in the post. He has the complete repertoire. You never would have thought he was only viewed as a defense guy once upon a time, but was already a fantastic player. But this is a guy that continues to just add to his game.
Oladipo misses.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Got that one up quick. And that's 15 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
To the inside. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists now in the game.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Trying to get open is Butler. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
And, you know, they don't have it right now. I mean, missing their first 3 shots so far this half, slow start.
Here's Lowry. It's good. Lowry's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the 3rd.
Oladipo against Jordan. Outside Leonard. He kicks to Lowry. Passes it to Valanciunas. 6 on the shot clock. Banked in off the glass. Valanciunas has got 6.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Oladipo, the pass to Butler. Pass to Brogdon. Back to Butler. Takes a 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
And Butler knows he's got the green light to shoot whenever he wants to, especially when it's a catch-and-shoot situation.
Lowry against Brogdon. Leonard kicks to Valanciunas and stolen by Zeller. From 15 feet away, that one off the back iron and out.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's Oladipo after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. And Clark, you played your entire career with the Pacers. What was your favorite memory during that time?
Well, certainly realizing the dream of being an NBA player, Kevin. I was the 8th pick overall. It was close to where I played in college at Ohio State. And then being able to perform at a high level to be a unanimous all-rookie team selection, that was a pretty good highlight for me starting my career.
The Raptors making a switch here. Anunoby's checked in. Butler finds Oladipo. It's stolen by Lowry. From deep, Jordan. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Indiana's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Oladipo outside. Sabonis against Ibaka. Oladipo, the pass to Brogdon. Just 5 to shoot. Teardrop shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Brogdon's got 4 points in the quarter.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Brogdon against Lowry. Outside Butler. Here's Brogdon. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Anunoby, defended by Butler. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You take a look at the Pacers. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And you know, for the Raptors, they've blown away the so-called experts' opinions. People who didn't realize how high their ceiling really was.
Now here's Valanciunas, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Indiana called for the foul.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. Clark, a favorite topic of yours. Great rebounders, glass eaters as you call them. Who's the best at creating those important second chance opportunities for his team?
Well, a couple of guys stand out for me in that regard, Kevin. DeAndre Jordan is terrific. Enes Kanter, probably, he might be the best offensive rebounder in the league. Enes Kanter. I mean, he goes and gets it in his area, out of his area, through guys, over them. Man, he's a terrific offensive rebounder. And I'd throw Anthony Davis in there, too. I think he does a great job on the defensive glass and gets his share of offensive boards as well.
And Indiana making a change here. McGee's checked in.
Last year was a great home return for Oladipo, the former Hoosier. Played easily his best season of basketball since being the 2nd overall pick back in 2013. Made his first All-Star appearance as well, and I've got a feeling he's got more of those All-Star appearances in front of him.
Now here's Butler. He's got 5. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here's Jordan. In the corner, Ibaka with it. And the Raptors miss again. And for Oladipo, the change was a welcome one for Pacer fans who saw him come over in that Paul George trade with Oklahoma City.
No doubt about it. Perfect opportunity for Oladipo. It was like the homecoming for him, Kevin. He played in Bloomington at Indiana University for 3 years, endeared himself to the fans there on and off the court, and that just carried over when he got to the Pacers. He did change his body, though, and got stronger and quicker with the ball, a big reason for his ascension.
Siakam is checked in for Toronto. Lowry against Holiday. Inside, Jordan. And the dunk by Jordan.
Kevin, it's nice to see Lowry dish the rock. I mean, I enjoy watching him pass the ball because he's got a nice feel for when to get it to his guys for an open shot.
Now here's Booker. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. It's deflected. Oladipo against Jordan. To the inside. Butler with the steal. Now the Pacers moving it up. Here's Oladipo. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And I tell you, Oladipo really putting defenders in a tough spot. I mean, using his length outstandingly to draw these fouls.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Raptors?
And they've made the long-range
looked like a layup at times in this one, guys.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Ed Davis is checked in for Toronto. C.J. Miles comes in for OG Anunoby. And for Victor Oladipo, for so many teams, he was the second option on offense. But now, Clark, he's shown he is a full-fledged #1 option.
And you know the thing about that, Kevin, that's really heartening is his teammates love him being in that spot. And that speaks to Oladipo's unselfishness and character. I mean, Russell Westbrook and Aaron Gordon both had great things to say about Oladipo's success leading the team. And again, just a credit to who he is as a young man. Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
Holiday looking over the floor. Butler against Miles. And that one's good by Butler. Butler's got 7 points in the game.
Excellent use of the screen and roll. Butler knowing precisely what to do in that situation. I'm really impressed by how smart he is.
Now here's Jordan. 18 points for him. It's stolen by Oladipo. Now the Pacers moving it up. Holiday is running. Second chance shot. Hangs in the air. And Booker with the layup. Booker's got his second basket of the game.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Jordan kicks to Davis. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. 4 on the clock. Here's Siakam. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. He's got 5.
And that's what makes Lowry a great floor leader. Just unselfish in his attitude and great awareness of how to keep his teammates involved.
Now here's Butler. He's got 7. Looking for McGee. He gets it there. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Buries it from 3-point range. Miles has got his second basket of the night.
The way Miles shoots from outside is why he's such a valuable player. He's just downright a laser from the perimeter.
Now here's Butler. McGee in the corner. And Holiday kicks to Butler. Inside. Booker trying to free himself up. The shot's good from McGee.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
And the Raptors call time here. One of the buzzwords we hear all the time now, Clark, two-way player. But when you were out there, everyone had to be, it seemed to me, a two-way player.
Yeah, you know what I think is interesting when you see some of these terms that come into vogue. There's not much that's new under the sun in terms of the game. And clearly, two-way players were as valued in the past, even before me, as they are now. I just think it's part of the language of the game now where it's more prevalent. He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
A 3 from Leonard. And Oladipo pulls it down. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. 17-point game. A nice shot by Booker.
And you got to respect the ruggedness of Booker. I mean, crafty at finding ways to get close to the bucket.
So it's Toronto now. The Pacers making the shot. Here's Siakam. It's rebounded by Indiana. Giles has got 4 rebounds now tonight. 3-pointer, Butler. Rebound by the Raptors. Davis has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Leonard with the ball. Butler covering. Here's Siakam. To the middle. Leonard kicks to Van Vliet. A second chance effort. Rejected by Booker. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Pacers trail by 15. 32 seconds left to play in the third. And there's the pass to Butler. Down low. No good from Booker.
Boy, the defense did an awesome job there, Kevin. Big-time work. Really distracting them, throwing off the shot. That's how you do it on D.
Here's Van Vliet. From deep. Can't connect.
Boy, the hustle from Oladipo, you love that. I mean, he's really good at crowding shooters, taking away their airspace and making it hard for them.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Raptors lead by 15. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Brogdon out there with Jimmy Butler. Then there's Trevor Booker, and it's Giles in its center. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Here's Leaf. Here's Butler. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Butler's got 9 points here in the second half.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Good on the 3-point shot.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. Sabonis, he's checked in for the Pacers. The Raptors also with a sub. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Davis. Now, here's Brogdon. He's covered closely. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Raptors leading by 16. Right outside. Pass to Van Vliet. Here's Siakam. Basket counts.
And turning down what would have been a tough shot for himself into an easy one for his teammate.
Indiana's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. While their pass is to Giles. Back to Butler and stolen by Wright. Fast break Toronto. Jumps up. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Now here's Brogdon. Butler on the wing. Guarded by Wright. Butler kicks to Sabonis. Shot clock at 6. Here's Brogdon. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
You've got to defend Brogdon from mid-range. That guy is reliable from that distance.
And here is Wright. Ibaka outside. And a miss there on the triple.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. And some changes here for the Raptors. Valanciunas comes in for Pascal Siakam. And OG Anunoby subbed in for DeLon Wright. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Indiana moving it around. Butler kicks to Leaf. Passes to Sabonis. It's stolen by Ibaka. And they're moving it up. Here's Anunoby. He can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Butler. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. They trail by 18.
At the line for your Pacers, TJ Leaf. Taking 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Leaf. Zeller, he's checked in for Harry Giles. So he gets them both. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Here's Van Vliet. Dishes to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so here is Indiana. Pacers trail by 16. Brogdon finds Zeller. Outside Butler. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Butler's got 12 points in just the second half.
You know, as a wing in this day and age, you've got to be able to spray home some from the three-point line, and Butler has developed into a reliable threat from out there.
Here's Van Vliet. Butler with the steal. And up the court come the Pacers on the break.
And Butler just excellent at finding ways to get to the stripe, especially when he's near the basket.
And Jimmy Butler's a very physical wing, as we know. Greg goes about 6'8", 240, and he can D up almost any position.
And the strength to deal with forwards, the quickness to cover guards. Also, he uses that strength to attack the rim and get himself to the line.
First one falls for him.
Clearly, Jimmy Butler is in the prime years of his career, and you know, you get the feeling that no matter how much he achieves, he's always going to be looking to get better.
Oladipo, he's checked in for TJ Leaf. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for the Raptors. And so Butler nails both of them.
And Jimmy Butler, you know, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind it. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
Not surprising he missed that one, though, Kevin. I mean, the defense was very aggressive on him there.
A wide open look here for Oladipo. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And, Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took him as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
And Butler never afraid to be a little bit different, listening to country music in the locker room, much to his teammates' chagrin.
And in the offseason, riding around in a van with a baby on board sticker, even though he's single with no kids. Remove the rearview mirror as a symbolic reminder to never look back. This guy's special.
Kicks to Oladipo, pass to Zeller. Leonard with the steal. They could use a bucket. Anunoby, good.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
Oladipo, the pass to Zeller. And here is Brogdon. And he drops it in from the low post.
How about this run there in the midst of, on the verge of tying it up or maybe even taking the lead?
Has been an unreal turnaround, and I give a lot of credit to the defense right along with what they did on offense, because the defense actually gave them the spark they needed.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Jordan, he's checked in for Anunoby. Knocked away. It's stolen by Ibaka. Leonard against Butler. Ibaka outside. Leonard trying to break free. And there's Ibaka. That's good on the assist by Leonard. Leonard's got his 3rd assist on the night. Pacers trail by 14. Brogdon with it. Oladipo for 3. Drains the three-pointer. Oladipo's got 23 points.
You know, what I like about what I've seen in Oladipo is that it's obvious he's put a lot of work in to becoming a better offensive player. And he can really get it going in a hurry now.
Valanciunas, good.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Here's Sabonis after the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Butler missing.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And the dunk by Jordan.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely asleep.
Here's Zeller after the made shot from Jordan. In the corner, it's Sabonis. A putback. Valanciunas grabs the board.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Zeller following the score by Serge Ibaka. Brogdon kicks to Oladipo. Zeller passes to Oladipo. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Still a ways to go between now and the three-point contest, but it's always fun to talk about it. Let's see who has the best shot to earn a spot in this year's event.
And maybe this list changes between now and All-Star Weekend, but I don't think anybody would be disappointed if it stays exactly the same as it is right now.
Take a look at Jordan, and it's him all alone atop the voting. It's pretty much a done deal that he'll be showing off his long-range skills in the three-point contest.
Yep, and he's going to be scary to have to go up against if he's on that day. Nobody can shoot it like he can when he gets in a groove.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more. And as we get closer to the three-point contest, once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We've got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now. And really one of the best assets of Sabonis is his mind for the game. Very aware on the offensive end, knows how to create chances, and just plays the game with his mind as much as his athleticism.
The Pacers making a switch here. McGee's checked in.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And the Pacers call time here.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, it's his job to keep their offense ticking, and tonight he's earned his keep. He's been able to find open teammates everywhere, feeding the post, creating open jump shots on the perimeter. His passing has been the best element of his game.
I don't think anyone in this building saw this coming. I'm sure that of the players who these fans thought would beat them, his name was not at the top of the list. Now, here's Lowry. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. Lowry finds Jordan. Back to Lowry. 6 to shoot. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Raptors lead by 18.
And his touch inside more than makes up for Lowry's lack of size. He's a terrific finisher in the paint and doesn't miss many once he gets in tight.
Now here's Oladipo. Here's McGee. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Sabonis against Ibaka. Back to Lowry. Outside Jordan. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Jordan's got 25 points in the game.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Toronto.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Well, once they'd taken the first 2 from them, you could just sense how this one was going to go.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Kyle Lowry.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto, C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Ibaka. OG Anunoby comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. Here's VanVleet. Here's Valanciunas. It's good again, and the next one, 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
Now, that's where you like your shots to come from.
24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Jordan with it. Now defended by Oladipo. Jordan against Oladipo. Clock at 6. Toronto working the ball around now. Stolen by Holiday. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
Yes, good game, fellas. Good game.
Go.
We did it. Yes, sir. Big time shot. Big time shot. That's it right there.